Alright guys, Aldebarkonos come bring in another game here. This is the last couple game matches of Tournament 24 for Four Horsemen. I just wanted to say thanks to everybody, and if you could find it in your hearts to hit that subscribe button and likes and just try and help me out a little bit, I'd appreciate it. For those of you who do not know or have never watched or read any of this stuff about me before, I really do this to help support my autistic child. So if there's anything that you feel in your heart you can do to help out, words will not explain how much that little bit of help will go. So let's get down to it, but first, the intro for Four Horsemen.
Greetings, old school magic blades, and welcome to the Four Horsemen.
Alright, so this is a quick, you can pause here if you want, but this is the current ban restricted and land sets. I actually had a conversation with some of the guys. I just did an X Points tournament, so I'm going to finish these last two videos up, and then I'm going to post an X Points tournament. But I had a conversation with one of the top placers. They were confused because there's no disenchants and stuff like that, and they've heard a lot of information. So when I actually sat down and walked it through it, they were completely taken and realized that, okay, this is not the type of scenarios I thought. This is actually a lot cooler than I would ever expected. So give it a shot, and you'll realize that some of these staples that we have in Magic are not necessarily needed all the time. There's many, many ways around these things. Let's get down and watch the video. This is Chadster on the left and Travis on the right. Those are one of the cool proxies. On the back of that island is an Arabian Nights background. Just a reminder, factories are one-offs. That's a beautiful factory, and I love that playmat. Panel Haven, stone. I know sometimes I hear guys, hey, what do I do with these cool Elves of Deep Shadow and Bayous? Well, let me tell you, black-green is a real threat in Four Horsemen also, and those are the main cards you play. In fact, there's one right there. See what we got, stone? Nope, attack for 2. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, the more I watch Chadster here, I wonder if he has too many counters and control magics and just too many things. I wonder if he went straight aggro. I wonder what the difference would be. He's played a lot longer than I have in here, but let's see what we've got from Travis. Travis is a really good player. Yep, there's the elves. So far, Travis is all the stuff I'd expect to see out of that color combination, that is. No, nothing there. Alright, well, there's a factory, so that's good. He has a lot of mana now. Yeah, he must have all control cards in his hand. Sorry about that, guys. Yep, there's a That's a beautiful card to play main deck when you're playing just those two colors and a bunch of forests. Every forest you have, you can sack to the Dark Heart and gain 3 life. So there is a huge curb for burn right there. That will take care of the burn decks. There's a lot of ways to get around it, and Diamond Valley right there is another way. Think about it. Somebody's end step, you sack, you attack with your Urnum, you do your damage. If you're about to die on their end step, you can actually sack your Urnum for 5 life. Nobody gains Forest Walk then. Looks like Travis is just building up as well here. There's nothing really going on. One thing to keep in mind too is regular old school Magic, you have the counter spells and mana drain. So typically you see 5. So if you're worried about countering spells and creatures and 4 horsemen, you're pretty much doing 4 remove souls, mana drain. And now you gotta do something for spells. So flash counters, stuff like that. But now you're talking, 7 to 8 cards, 9 cards. That's a lot to take up, so. There's a quick crumble on the factory. That's a beautiful play. But he's going to sack it for life. Gain his 2. Go back up to 19. Oh, I'm sorry. 6. He's going to go back up. Wow. Oh, there's a swamp. The factories are kind of out of the way. Let's see what happens here. Just a swing for 1. Okay. Well, he's pinging away there. Chadster's at 15. Travis is still at 20. Technically 29. Alright, there's Curdy. First piece of Arabian Arrow we saw a lot of Chadster's deck here. No. There we go. Alright, another forest. That's not looking good for Chadster either. Okay. So we had a lock with the elf is now removed and in the graveyard, but a drop of honey is out. That is a green card you see on Travis's side. If you're unfamiliar with drop of honey, it is a great removal tool. It is an enchantment. People will often freak out who never played and realize, oh my god, drop of honey, like I don't have a disenchant, I'm gonna lose everything. it's a chess game. Think of it that way, man. So it's a strategy game. You're going to lose your Kurt Ape on Chadster's side. But then guess what? Drop a Honey disappears. And Drop a Honey's on Travis's upkeep. So you can still get the swing. It's not like it's a moat or an abyss where you can't do anything on your turn. Your creature still has a full turn before it gets destroyed. And like I just said, now Drop a Honey is gone. Now, Chadster has a library out and a tome, which is an amazing combo. So typically what I do on the library is I will do what Chadster's doing. If I have, let's say, 2 lands, I will draw my land for turn, play that land per turn. I will not use the Life of Library. It is extremely rare any of us actually do. But the discard tome works perfect because it's only 2 mana. There's an old mana to see. So basically, if you look, Chadster has mana open and left. So what's going to happen is Travis's end step. If it is a card that needs to be cycled through, Chadster can use his tome on Travis's end step, drawing that second useless land and discarding it into the graveyard. So basically, between Book and Sylvan Library, you can filter 2 out of the 3 cards per turn. So basically, it's 2 brand new cards per turn as long as you have 2 mana open on their end step. Now, Old Man at the Sea is a great control card. It is a 2/3, anything with power equal to Old Man. So say he has a goofy card, let's just say Giant Strength, where it's +2/+2. If the creature has a 4, you can take it. How many cards can you think of that have a 4? A lot of them. Spirit Links are very heavily used. They're basically like, there's ways around them, but Spirit Links are like your replacement for plows for the most part. Now there's a dib, and with Old Man out, Travis's elves and his little blockers and weenies are actually useless. Old Man will just take them. Drop a Honey, I was going to say Drop a Honey is a needed card, but it's not. Yeah, here we go, mana drain. Ivory Tower. And a pass. Alright, so again, the problem with Arabian aggro is you think it's extremely powerful. If you're playing 4 horsemen, you'll realize there's cards that you do not end up ever seeing really in the Swedish format and combinations. But Arabian aggro has a major problem, and that does damage to itself. That's why you see Chadster at 5. How many big beaters have you seen that hit Chadster? Yes, Chadster's doing a lot of damage. Let's just say the tower never gets online. There's darkness. That is basically a fog. Let's see if Chadster has a flash counter or something. But don't forget about Travis. He has 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 if he sacks his Bayou. So there's 15 more life technically on board. I really do not think Chadster, I don't think there's anything he can do. Because even if Chadster boomerangs or, returns a Darkar or destroys a Darkar, it doesn't matter what he does, Darkar can still sacrifice in response. And we're just going to keep filtering. Yeah, there's a Remove Soul like I was talking about. Great cards, but they're not counter spells. So you gotta watch because they're going to be dead cards. When you need aggro, you might have a counter sitting in your hand. And sometimes that counter spell is not going to save you. We're just going to keep filtering with the book. That's why you see that pile down there. Chadster's on a short clock. He's got to try and get something going on here. He does have Diamond Valley, which is good, but he needs to do a lot of damage. And like I said, take Travis's life. You see it there. It's you know, still high, 16, I believe, but it doesn't really. It's not really true because you see all the forests on Travis's side. There's another big swing. Another darkness. I know we have, we keep filtering cards here with the Sullivan Library and book combo. That's why I described it earlier. I didn't want to explain it 400 times. But that's what he's been going on here. Or that's what's been going on Chadster's side. I actually don't really miss Jalen Tone as much in the format because of that combo right there. Alright, so there goes the dib, so we can gain some life out of it. Sinbad is also something there. I didn't catch with the glare, I just realized that's what it was. So the Sinbad is also something I filter. So technically, if he has 3 lands on top of his deck for 2 mana, all 3 lands are out of his deck. So even if he has a pocket of 3 lands, it means 0. That Scavenger Folk, but it's not. Yeah, it's gonna keep swinging with the weenies now, but Pendelhaven will help a little. What are we actually showing is 11. This is Chadster's deck is doing what Chadster's deck is meant to do with all the draw. There's burn to the face. Just trying to get him down to start sacking some of those forests. Yep, there's another chain lightning. Borea. Chadster needs a boomerang or something. Remember a Borea? Oh, Borea's an enchantment. Don't panic. Borea basically takes a few turns. So Borea's played. Borea counts as a spell. So Chadster has an attack on his turn. There's a filter of remove soul. Basically, if Chadster boomeranged to Borea, he would have his attack from this turn and his attack next turn before he has to find another answer. So he has 2 more attacks with a single boomerang. And boomerang is a very heavy used removal type tool. He's just showing the lands there with the Sinbad. That's that part of that 3-part combo I was describing there. That glared pile is still his book pile. There's the Scavenger Folk destroying the tower because he's starting to get cards in hand now. So we don't want him gaining more life. Travis is technically on 5, but remember all the forests, 3 apiece. Yep, another Scavenger Folk. Travis is down to 3. Okay, I wasn't sure what we were tapping at earlier for, but yeah, that's another Scavenger Folk. That's great. Take out the stone. Forcing Travis's forests to mean more than they do. this is where burn spells would really affect. If you had a Pyroblast right here, Chadster can knock off a couple Pyroblasts or a Pyroblast, and Travis is forced to start sacking forests. You can time your boomerang and kill Travis, because he has to sack his forest to stay alive, and right now he can't play a spell to stay alive. Yep, so start attacking the mana base. That's where I would kind of go. Quick reminder why we're doing the draw filter combination I was explaining there. If you guys have any videos of other formats, please send me your video and I will be more than happy to commentary and post them. I'm not going to charge you a single thing, I just enjoy doing it. But it will help support me a little bit. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of nothing from Travis at this point. Travis is going to sit there and pass. That's why I'm really not going over what's going on. Again, this is the Sullivan Library, Sinbad, and Book. Remember, that's only 2 mana a turn. But basically, you're going through 3 cards a turn. Chadster could even play dibs, start sacking him for more life if he wanted to. But he's at plenty of life right now. 8 life is more than enough. Yeah, it's just filtering a card out of hand there, I guess. This is where counter spells make a huge advantage, and why you gotta watch with other types of counters in old school formats like Four Horsemen, because remove souls or dead cards on major control decks. So yeah, almost if I'm not doing anything my turn, I'd almost play a dib and sack it to my Diamond Valley anyway. Just because it's for free life. I mean, 3 mana for 4 life. You never know. Travis could have had some janky combo going off here. Alright, that's perfect. So now you're going to start seeing the green go away. That's what Chadster wants. I believe that's his 4th Chain Lightning. Don't forget, Felden's Cane is a real card. Want to know how to get your cards back in Four Horsemen? There's a couple different ways, but a single Felden's Cane is basically like a closest thing to a time twister you're going to get. You're not going to have the draw 7 action, but you get your entire graveyard back. But the catch is, again, you don't have to draw 7, but your opponent doesn't get any cards back. There's a big beefy Urnum. He's getting ready to take the final swing on Travis here. Travis is down to 3. So if Chadster boomerangs, after making Travis sack 1 more land, if he sacks basically 2 forests, I'd wait. Unless Chadster has multiple boomerangs, so I'm expecting 1 more forest to go on Travis's side, and then Travis is going to end up getting killed. A little bit of crazy camera movement going on there. Again, the glare is basically just the card draw pile with the book. Oh, I just realized we have a second one going on here. Okay. Oh no, he just moved the book up top, that's all. changing what lands we're using. This is just a lot of filter. You can tell there goes, 2 mana to filter out a bunch of cards. Sure, we're going to put a... Yeah, there we go. Really expecting to see on Chadster's next end step a boomerang. Well, there's another draw engine. Yeah, 3 mana to draw a card, no filtering. That's a powerful creature. Alright, there's another weenie. Mana dork. That is nice. Basically takes place of your Llanowar Elves. If you're thinking of doing a green package, you have Spitting Slugs and a lot of the typical green you're going to see from X-Point, mono green decks you will see in here. And yes, mono green is a real thing, so if you're playing X-Points types, look at your deck and realize most of your cards probably are in this format. So Travis is on a very, very, very dangerous short clock right now. In my book, I think Chadster played everything perfectly. I think he's going to take this game from Travis. You cannot underestimate Travis. There's a swamp. I know Chadster's holding creatures in his hand, because if a drop of honey comes out, just let your creatures go. But he has to remember his creature draw engine now. That should be used on people's end step. Again, here's the filtering you see going on. That's why you see all that crazy movement going on with the hand. Tap 2, 3. There's the draw. Really expecting a boomerang on Chadster's end step. I cannot believe I haven't seen a boomerang yet. Well, Safe Haven's a real guardian against Drop of Honey also. It's like a one-sided Wrath of God if you think about it. Somebody drops a drop of honey, you start tucking your creatures that matter underneath the Safe Haven. Drop of honey vanishes, upkeep, sack, Safe Haven. All your creatures come back, drop of honey's already gone, person dies. Did Chadster run out? Alright, I think I got this, guys. I'm going to pause the video here and explain it to you. Chadster does not look like he main decks boomerangs, like I originally thought. So he did not have a way of bouncing or removing that Arborea, and he ran out of his ability to do direct damage. So that's why I like boomerangs. But I am not as well versed in this format as those other guys. So let's get on to round 2. Great job, Chadster. Showed you what your deck really loves to do. That is amazing how you can cycle through and go through all those cards in the filter. So if you're wondering about draw engine and old school format 4 horsemen, there's an example of the 4 horsemen draw engine types. And those are just in the 3 colors. Alright guys, we're back. Skipped ahead of everything there for you. Again, if you did not catch, Chadster did lose the last match because He did not have boomerangs or any way to bounce it back, and he got locked out. So Travis's deck did end up pulling that very close amazing match off, but I still give amazing high five to Chadster for his ability to show off for those 3 colors he has all the possible draw engines and filters you can possibly do that most people don't really think about too much. So let's get on to game 2. Perfect start. Taiga Kurt 8. See if we had the perfect spot for our start for black. Yep, black green, perfect start. Right to a Elves Deep Shadow. Such rather see a Bayou, so you have double black. Another great removal tool in that combination of colors is Oubliette. There's a swamp and swamp pass, attack for 2. Alright, we got a quick little thing. Travis is down to 18. You can see it on the phone counter in the corner. That's an imprison. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that means a creature can block but can't attack or do anything anymore. Maybe I'm mistaken there. Oh, he's just going to leave him tapped. Alright, so there's the dip. Need Chadster's deck to go some aggro here. I'm sure he removed the remove souls. It has boomerangs probably in his main deck or other answers now. Oh, Oubliette. Basically, it's type of exile. Okay, there's another swing. So now we have Travis on 17, Chadster on 19. There's Fellwarstone. Yep, attack for 1. Another little ping to yeah, see, that's what I mean. There's the boomerang. Yep. Gonna bounce the Kurt 8. Little enchantment on Travis's side, I think, is supposed to be in the graveyard at this point. That upside down card you see on Chadster's side with the with the little black, I believe it's black, but that little token on there is actually representing the oubliette. So that is the dib, that is an oubliette, basically in a prison. Whole Salon Library on Travis's side. Yeah, there we go, realizing that's supposed to be out. And there's the pass. We need some more Arabian aggro out here for Chadster as soon as possible. Oh boy. There's a quick pass. Chadster might be out of aggro at the moment. Oh, that's going to start slipping away here. There's a Maze of Ith on Travis's side. And a Coffin. That is a lot of control on Travis's side. If you're wondering about Maze of Iths, a lot of people in X Points I know play Sinkhole, which I'm going to start getting into hopefully very heavily in X Points. Get some more videos out there for you guys. Love that crowd. You guys are great people. But here, instead of Sinkholes, you have the opposite card. So basically you have Blight. Still 2 black. They do get to use it once, but it does destroy the land. It's Christmas here, so after this game I'm gonna have a little bit of fun here with my kiddos. Oh, we're just showing some of the side cards. That's a perfect example right there. Is just showing the ways to remove Maze of Iths, change them to something else, or blight them, basically making them null and void. People are so used to blue being the power. In this format, I find removal is very balanced. Very balanced. Speed ahead of this for you. Alright, so there we go. So, just had a bunch of stale time there, so I wanted to skip ahead of all that so you didn't have to fast forward or stop watching, because I had a bunch of dead air there, so I fast forwarded it for you, but basically you didn't miss anything. You just missed a little rearranging on Travis' side, and we were talking about tokens and cheering and having some drinks, which is what we do here. Looks like we're still, Chadster's not having good luck with his draws here. He's not even drawing any of his draw engines either, which is sad. I kind of want to see that legend back out and drawing him some cards. Oh, now we got a little bit of hello here from Travis and his family. Like I said, we chill out here. We have a good time here. Just want to show you how much fun we actually have. Talking about how strong his kid is here. Beautiful family there, Travis. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. So, yeah, we're scattered as a group, but we're as close and having fun as in person as you can get online here. I don't think I've ever seen an actual serious debate of any kind or anything going on Four Horsemen like that in the multiple tournaments I've been involved in at this point and all the videos I've done. So yeah, that's a huge problem for Chadster. There's a Tetravis. And guess what Coffin does with Tetravis? I think you're going to see it here. You might. Scavenger Folk. Still not going to save everything. Basically, what you're going to see here is you're going to see probably the ping. But let's just assume Chadster doesn't have any creatures left on the table. Triskelion can attack for 4. Shoot off its arms for 3 more. On the other player's end step, you coffin your Triskelion. Your untap upkeep, you untap your coffin, bringing your Triskelion back on the table. And there is a shot for 3. Now this is a potential big problem. There is a Diamond Valley out. We're gonna fix life here. Should be on 16, I believe. Yep. Again, keep an eye on that phone counter on the top right. But Mirror Universe and Mana Burn are real things. Oh. Well, that'll take care of it. Chadster has now a 22 life total, I believe. There's the swing and a coffin. Alright, so correction, Chadster is now on 19 after the damage. There's a swing for 2. Maze of Ith. Yeah, I always do it. People forget Maze of Ith a lot. What we got here? Earn 'em. Showing off the Arabian Nights beauty here. Huh. Let's go look at all the different land types. Again, this is full proxy format. So if you think you have to have some crazy stuff to play this format, you need a Sharpie and a sticky note. And if you think you have to have buy-ins or anything like that, nope. It's just a fun community. Oh, Oubliette. I love Oubliettes. Well, there goes Earnham. Sure, that's another prisoned creature right there. Looks like he's just... Oh, he's sacking it to the Diamond Valley to gain life. Chadster is on a massive life total. But I don't know if he can get out of this, personally. Now see, I almost wonder if it was worth shooting off the arms to kill the Kurt-8. Because if Chadster did not draw another creature, you can coffin and uncoffin your Triskelion, bringing him back to a full 4. And having your coffin to have an extra lightning bolt, basically, but he can do that at another time. Travis plays this a lot more than I do. I'm sure he knows that combination better. Gonna skip ahead of this for you. Alright, so we had a lot of cheers, partying, hanging out, laughs, goofing around. Had a bunch of stuff going on here, so that's what you saw. So, just gonna try and refresh the camera. It kind of bugged out there. But there is the pass turn from Chadster after all the fun and parties. Chadster's actually really in the tank here. Like I said, he has a lot of life. But Travis has a pretty good lock going on here. Crumbles are needed. Or Shatter Storm or something of that nature. Yes, Shatter Storm would be devastating to Travis' deck right now. What am I missing here? Alright, so we coffined. Do we have more filtering on Travis's side? So he's got the tome combination with Sullivan Library. I believe what you're seeing here is a discussion where Chadster's showing off the Mill of Dreams combo that he has, I believe, sideboarded in his sideboard that he put in his main deck to try and get around the decks that are full controls. But what you're going to see here is there is... It's not going to end here, but we'll see what happens. We're going to give that thing a shot. Yes, this is a tournament. But this is what old school Magic is all about in our format. It's about having a great time, laughing, goofing around, learning from each other. And that's a perfect example of what you just saw right there about real Four Horsemen Magic. Yep. Now, part of that discussion you saw earlier, Travis was laughing about a Borean hand. So if you notice on Travis's side, Triskelion keeps getting more counters because the counters are not removed from Coffin. They are added when the creature comes back. So that's the combo right there that I was hoping I would see, because it's hard to explain. But if you notice, the 6 on a Triskelion is just going to keep getting larger and larger and larger and larger until it's a giant, massive set of tentacle-y web smashes from Travis, and Chadster has no chance. Ooh, a little bit of camera failure. Alright, sorry about that. Skipped ahead of all the crazy camera fail dizzy action going on there. Alright, so there's the Mill of Dreams combo. Now, yes, you're wondering about ways to remove things. Do not forget, enchant worlds are real. So there goes Aboria. That's funny. Top deck card is another Aboria, but Millstone. There's Mill of Dreams combo. Now, top deck of Travis's deck should be shown. Here's a major problem for Travis is that Chatterstorm on the top of Chadster. But Travis's top card should be visible right now. So now Travis knows that his stuff is going to be destroyed. So, let's see what Travis does. Alright, so skipped ahead some of that for you. Saw some rearranging on Chadster's side. There's an Alpha Deep Shadow down there. So wanted to play catch up here for you. I believe Travis is trying to calculate what's going on here now, but again, because Mill of Dreams is out, the top deck of Travis should be shown, if I am not mistaken. Alright, so Elves of Deep Shadow is now in the graveyard. There is the mill. You can still see it. Mill of Dreams combo out. You can still see it. I'm going to skip ahead the rest of this for you, so you don't have to stop watching. Here we go. Alright, we had a pass turn here. It's on Travis's turn. Bunch of tap lands here. Looks like we got a little bit of joking around going on here, so hold up. I'll skip that for you. Oh, wait, looks like... Yep. Got Abyss going on there, so there goes the Dreams. Looks like we had some camera mic malfunctions. That's what was going on there, actually, so... Skipped ahead of that as best as I could there for you. But there is an Abyss out. That's going to eat up the creatures. Obviously, we're going to go Diamond Valley. Chadster's life total really doesn't matter as much right now. You do see that Triskelion is down to 5 counters. Yes, remember, because of Coffin, it is 5. There's the Shatterstorm. Watch what happens here. Alright, so there's a mill. There's the Shatterstorm. There goes the board. Chadster still has a Diamond Valley, so he's a way out of his dib so he doesn't just take damage. So even though the dib will ping him, he can sack it to the valley. There we go. Just explaining exactly what I just said there. So we're correcting all the life totals. Again, like the previous game, Chadster's going to have a lot of life. But I believe I don't know if he has a way out of this at this point. Let's see what happens. He might be able to pull this off. It depends what's going on here. Travis is still at 15. That's a lot of burn needed. Millstone on Travis's side. That's not good for Chadster. Yeah, if you like Millstone, definitely recommend Four Horsemen. Looks like we have camera malfunction here. I'm gonna skip ahead of all this. There we go. Camera malfunction over. There is the mill. Oh my god, there goes the boomerang. And a desert twister. Uh-oh. A little bit of laughing and goofy fun. Knocked this camera down here. Sorry about that, guys. That's his way out. Thinking that might have been the nail in the coffin for Chadster. Let's see, there's the start of Travis's turn here. See a stack of 6 there. Let's see what we got going on. Oh, the forest. There's the mill. Nothing really that important on that mill. Yep, that's it for the millstone. The scavenger folk came over and stole it. Expecting a Triskelion from Travis. There's the Sylvan Library triggers. And nothing but a pass. Oh, that's not what Chadster wants to do, but Volcanic Island and pass. Oh man, that's not good, Chadster. Another land and pass. Looks like Travis is having the same kind of issue though. Oh my god, another land. Chadster is flooded. I think Travis is having challenges too. Yep. A Felden's Cane, that's good. We have a Crumble. Yep. I'm going to skip ahead of all this for you. Alright, so skipped ahead of that stuff for you. The only thing we saw was a Tabernacle down there. Great card. Yes, again, 4 Horsemen legal. Now we got a bigger problem for Chadster. Got even more control going on here. This kind of reminds you of the deck lockdown at the moment. You have all your cards, all your abilities. You're having trouble doing anything. Got a lot of... I cannot see what that is. Oh, it's an enchant world though. Yeah. Enchant lightning. Another enchant lightning. Whatever that card is must have had something to do with a land. Yep. Oh, that's living plane lands or creatures. that's old man's a problem. He can start taking his lands. So old man can start taking Travis's lands from him. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Family woke up. Let's see what happens here. I know Travis has something up his sleeve. Oh. Okay, so here's the. Yeah. Another Chant World game going on here. So there's a Borea. So Travis has his lands back. Old man is not a threat really anymore. There's a drop of honey. Oh man. There's a Dark Heart. And I think that might be the end of the road. Yep, there's the scoop. That was a great show of Four Horsemen, guys. Great time. Great show of old school Magic. I hope you guys enjoyed that. You guys have an absolutely wonderful Christmas. I hope you have an amazing day. And if you feel it in your heart to subscribe to me and help me out a little bit, it means more than anything. Thank you so much. God bless.